Today I am going to tell you exactly why you don't achieve your goals and show you how to set goals that stick, even if you aren't a goal-setting type. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's always a great time of year. I always enjoy it to sort of look back on all that we accomplished in the past year and look ahead what we want to get done this year. As I think back on last year, I helped 4 goalies sign their first pro contracts. One of the goalie that I've worked with since he was a D3 goalie signed his first East Coast League contract, so that was super thrilling. I started the game-winning goalie formula, and we're building an incredible community of motivated goalies over there. And it's been so fun to be able to work more closely with them. There are also things that I haven't achieved, both personally and professionally. Personally, one of my goals for last year was to be able to play a U2 song really well on the guitar. And well, do you know what U2 song that was? That's right. That wasn't a U2 song. That was some chords. I can play some chords, but I cannot play a U2 song yet. It might have to go back on the list for this year. If we haven't met yet, my name's Maria Mountain. I am an exercise physiologist. I specialize in off-ice training for hockey goalies. So basically what I do is give you the right training to do off the ice so you win more games with fewer injuries on the ice. If you missed the last video that was advanced bodyweight exercises for goalies, you can snag it here and go check it out. There's also a beginner bodyweight exercise video that I published 2 weeks ago. So if you click that link, you can probably get to it that way as well. So this is only gonna work if we actually do it. So grab a pen and a piece of paper, grab your note-taking app, whatever you want, whatever your preferred mode of writing is, documenting is, but we're gonna set you up for a big goal. We're gonna go through step by step, so you go do that. I will wait here. The first question you're going to answer is, what is the biggest, simplest thing that needs to improve to make you a more effective goalie on the ice? So if you are a terrible puck handler, then maybe it's your puck handling, because that's really simple to improve. We just need to practice it. If it's your mobility, that you're just so stiff all the time, then that's what we need to improve. If you're always tweaking your groin, then that's the big rock that needs to improve, because you can't win any games when you're injured or when you're not able to play. So I want you to take a minute to think, what is the biggest, simplest thing? So we're not going to get in the minutia of like, oh, I need to work on my big toe flexibility. We're looking at the big rocks. Answer the question, how much does it need to improve, and how will you know when it's improved? So how can you measure improvement? And it can't be like, yeah, I think that's getting better. It has to be, I'll know it's better when. We're looking at just the next 30 days. So over the next 30 days, what are all your options for improving that? If you need to work on your angles, better box control, then what are your options? Well, you can look for YouTube videos on box control. You can do some on-ice sessions privately with the goalie coach. You can look to do some group sessions on the ice with the goalie coach. You should ask your team goalie coach, hey, can you help me with box control? You could go out with your iPhone or whatever and set it up at ice level, and then put it in different positions as if it's the puck, and then you can get in different positions in the net to see, hey, what's available, and almost coach yourself that way. So jot down all the options. What are all the ways that I can improve this element that I'm trying to go after? And then pick one or two of those strategies that makes the most sense for you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the best option. The best option would probably be, hey, I'm gonna go hire Brian DeCord to be my personal goalie coach and teach me this stuff. Well, that might be a little outside of your piggy bank range. That might be a little bit more than, we can afford right now. And Brian might not be available. So it doesn't have to be the best, but what's the best option for you at this time? What can you do for sure? And while you're at it, why don't you drop a comment below to let me know what is your number one big thing that you want to improve in the next 30 days? Because maybe it's something that I can help you out with. Maybe it's something that I can make a video for and then share it, and then good ding, we're one step closer.
Great Scott. I know, this is heavy.
Here's where goal setting goes off the rails. You have an idea, a concept, I'd like to improve this, but you don't have a plan. So if right now your goals are something like, and I asked you guys this a little while ago on Instagram. I said, what are you going to do this week to make yourself a better goalie? Something like that. And about 90% of the responses were, I'm going to try to be better at catching. I need to eat better. I'm going to think about ways that I can improve my sleep habits. So it's just like, okay, those are sort of concepts and ideas. So if your goals or your action plan includes, I'm going to try to, I want to try to, I'm going to think about, those aren't actions. Those are just ideas. Oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to think about it. You won't make big gains thinking like that. And so this is where it occurred to me, the idea to make this video occurred to me, because it's not that you're lazy, it's not that you don't want to do it, you just don't know really how to get there. And that's what this exercise is all about. So let's keep rolling. Map out the one or two things that you're going to do exactly. Exactly what are you going to do? What days exactly are you going to do them? What time of day are you going to do it? And maybe your schedule's a little bit funny, but even sort of, in the morning before school or work, or in the afternoon after school or work. So let's use my example of something that I'm going to work on for the next 30 days. I need to improve my skating skill. In particular, I need to improve my T-pushes, my shuffles, and I need to improve my change of direction from the butterfly and my recovery back to my skates from the butterfly. So then I'll answer the question, well, how will I know when these have improved? To me, my measure of success is when I have some level of subconscious competence. So right now, I'm moderately consciously competent. When I'm thinking about it, I can do it okay. I want to get so that when I'm thinking about it, I can do it perfectly. But for now, we'll be happy with that. But my measure of success is when I'm subconsciously somewhat competent. And that, to me, that means when I can use those skills on the ice in game situations. Because right now, if I make the first save and there's a scramble for the second save, I'm not doing a good job of changing direction from the butterfly. I'm kind of trying to scooch my way back to the puck. I'm not getting that rotation and a good solid push, or I'm not as quick back to my skates as I need to be. So when I can use those in a game situation, then I know, hey, this practice is really paying off. And even if it's not perfect, even if I'm not getting there every time, but I'm doing the right thing, that's going to be a win for me. So what action am I going to take? So right now, that's an idea. It's an idea I'd really like to be a better skater, and I'd really like to be able to use those tools in a game situation. What am I actually going to do? I am actually going to practice those skills for at least 20 minutes per session, at least 2 times a week, on specifically Tuesdays and Thursdays during my lunch break. I'm going to go down on the synthetic ice and I'm going to practice my skating drills. Here, we'll get that backside recovery, boom, butterfly slide, back, boom. And in order to really make that deliberate practice, I'm going to create 2 different drill plans. So skating lesson plans that say, hey, I'm going to do this drill for how many, that drill for how many sets am I going to do, what's my rest interval going to be, so that I have a plan to specifically address those areas. After the first 2 weeks, I'm going to reevaluate the plan and make changes as necessary. I'm also going to video the first, the fourth, and the 8th session so that I can see objectively, hey, how has this technique improved? And see at the beginning, okay, yeah, I see the mistake that I'm making. Oh boy, you really need to bend your knees more there. Oh, you need to get more rotation of your head and shoulders when you're trying to do that. So I can see that at the start, really focus on those. In the middle, see how much has improved, what mistakes am I still making, and then at the end, again, how much have I improved, what mistakes am I still making, where do I need to go next? Then I'm going to put those in my calendar. I use Google Calendar. I'm going to put it right in there at 12 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, synthetic ice. Then what you also see when you put it in your calendar ahead of time, not as the weeks go on, but ahead of time, I put it in there, is that, oh yeah, Paul and I are going to be in Quebec City probably from mid-January to mid-February. So that's going to be a hiccup because I'm not going to be packing my synthetic ice to tote off to Quebec City. But I also know that there's an outdoor rink right across the road from our place. So I'm going to take my gear with me so I can sneak on that outdoor rink and get my practice in that way. Maybe we're going to get shut down because of COVID. Maybe I won't be allowed to do that, but that is the plan. And I will adjust the plan as situations change. So you make the plan, you start working the plan, and then if you have to, you make adjustments. I can't look ahead and be like, oh, well, I'm going to be in Quebec City and maybe there's going to be a lockdown and I can't do it. I can. I have a backup plan. And if that backup plan doesn't work, then I'll come up with another plan. Now, if you are constantly setting the same goal year after year and not achieving it, mine is doing chin-ups. Like I want to be able to do 10 chin-ups in a row and it just never happens. It's because it really isn't that much of a priority to me. The rewards of putting in all that effort don't really outweigh how much I hate doing chin-ups. So, I can see why kind of year after year that doesn't get done. It just isn't that important to me. And sometimes we have legitimate reasons for not achieving our goals. And again, it's because there's something else that's a bigger priority. Maybe it's a sick family member. My mom hasn't been well this last 6 months or so. So that has definitely pulled me away from other things that I'd really like to be doing, but this is more important than all that stuff. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a young family, maybe it's your schoolwork. So there are some legitimate reasons, but you also have to be aware when you say you want something and you're not taking the action to get it done, and just for the regular, like I'm too busy kind of reasons, then it's like, okay, maybe you need to rethink if this is really a priority for you or if this is really that important for you. And for some of you, it's just, I don't know exactly what to do. So I'm not really motivated to start because I talk myself out of it that, well, what if you start and you're doing the wrong things? So if that's the problem, if you're just not sure exactly what to do, I've got a couple solutions for you there. Option number one, I can just set everything up for you. So I can design all your workouts. I can be there along the way to help you out when you have questions or run into roadblocks or just to be your cheerleader. So that's one option. And I put a link in the description that says something like, hey, see if you qualify to work with me. So we can chat about that and see if that's what you need. But you have to really be like, yes, I'm fired up to do the work. I just need to tell me what to do. The other option, if that's a little bit like, ooh, I'm not really there yet, the dead simplest thing you can do to help yourself stop more pucks, have fewer injuries, is to do the butterfly challenge. And that's super easy. You let your fingers do the walking. You type butterfly challenge into your app store. You download it for free and then you do the work. I'll also drop a link to that in the description if you're not really an app store type of guy or gal. Whatever you do, make sure that you write it out somewhere or type it out somewhere, and then make sure you refer to it every week, because sometimes I do this. I actually forget, like, oh, I forgot that was a goal. I really wanted to do that at the start of the year, but I kind of forgot that I really wanted to do that. So put it on paper or put it in your phone or whatever, but then look at it, make a reminder in your calendar, look at it every single week, and then see, are you doing what you said you were going to do? Do you need to revisit that goal? Is that really a priority to me? Or do you need to revisit your action plan because the action plan you set was a little too complicated? And now it's time to hit that like button and yell, Happy New Year! For bonus points. There aren't bonus points, I just made that up. And I want to thank you sincerely, as opposed to those insincere thank yous, for all the support after the last 12 months. We've all been through our ups and downs, so I want to thank you for being along for the ride. I particularly want to thank those of you who take the time to comment, share your advice. Sometimes you say, hey, like, keep going. And I will. I won't quit on you, don't worry. But without you, there would be no Goalie Training Pro, and I do not take you for granted. I super appreciate it. I'm excited for what we have in store for 2022 and to see where we go from here. So I will see you next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Happy New Year. I wish you and your family all the best. I will catch you next time. Hey, this hat, dope or nope? Drop it in the comments. I'm a hat girl, but sometimes I don't know if they look good or not, so you can tell me. I can take it. I will cry, but I'll cry behind my hat. See ya.